Welcome back to Heartland Focus. Before the break, we were talking about Legal Aid of Nebraska and what they do and how it affects all of us. And joining us now is State Senator Brad Ashford to continue on this topic. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. It's a great topic.
It is. Now, you are ahead of the Judiciary Committee, and you said legal aid and legal issues services are a big portion of what you deal with.
You know, it is, and we are excited and enthused about some of the things that certainly Legal Aid of Nebraska is doing, and obviously our committee, the Judiciary Committee, and more importantly the whole legislature, the entire body, approved a number of rather significant initiatives, some of which have been discussed here today, and by Murney and by David. It's exciting. We're excited. I mean, the goal here is to reduce dependency, to save taxpayers money, and I can, as an attorney for a number of years and working in private practice and working as a judge and other things, it is clear to me that resolving disputes for people of all economic strata is key to reducing the costs of government and the judicial system.
So solving the legal civil problems of the poor could equal big dollars saved for the state?
Sure. I mean, as we look at a number of initiatives, whether it be mediation, the sort of services that we've discussed today, the reorganization of health and human services, the continual looking at the foster care programs, some of the other, the safe harbor bill, hopefully, that we'll be looking at next year. What we're trying to do is we're trying to be competent, to make government more effective, to spend taxpayer dollars more effectively, and we feel that Legal Aid of Nebraska is critical to that process. We are going to continue next session to look at other bills, I'm sure, that will get at that issue. I mean, it makes no sense, whether it's a health care problem, whether it's a legal problem, it makes no sense to have matters unresolved. And obviously we have numbers of people who, I think the numbers are correct, I hope I'm right, somewhere over 80 different languages are spoken in Nebraska today. That's quite a bit. And of a change from where I was growing up in Dundee in 1950. So this is a new era, a new time. It's an exciting time, but it's important for government to be able to react to those changes in a positive way without increasing the size of government, and that's really our goal here.
Good, good. Now, why should we talked a little bit about with the other guests, but why should Nebraskans care so much about the work that Legal Aid is doing?
It reduces dependency. I think that's, for me, and I've spent years in the legislature before and now I'm back again, I think for me it always has been, whether it's welfare reform, whether it's legal services, health care, to me it's reducing dependency, giving people information and a way out, up and out. And you heard some of the examples today that were by both David and Murney, and they're very important examples because they're true. They happen in real life, and every time there's a resolution of a dispute with, whether it's health and human services, whether it's Social Security, whether it's a licensure issue, whatever it is, people remaining in their homes. And I think the example given of the homestead exemption is a great example, because what we want are people who are maybe having a bad patch, difficult time. We don't. What good is it to have them thrown out of their house? It's much better to have that stable home, to work to get the debts reduced, to work in that kind of framework. And I think it's healthy for the society. It's a cost savings without question over time, and so that's really, I think, where the legislature, as we view it as policymakers, that's the contribution. Right. And it means a lot to the 250 or 60,000 people who are eligible for the services, obviously, and we've talked about that. But it also means a lot to the taxpayer, because a more efficient government, a more competent government, will cost the taxpayer less money.
Now, it's sort of our constitutional right to have access to the courts and be able to represent ourselves. But, you know, for these a lot of times for anybody, it's difficult to understand the legal system. So, legal aid sort of comes in and helps out. Do you see a lot of value in that?
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, I think one of the ways you can look at it is, if you look at other jurisdictions, other states, there's a growth in the judicial system. Number of judges are increasing. The whole judicial system is getting larger. It's more costly. In Nebraska, because of some of the initiatives that Legal Aid has supported, the mediation initiatives, the conciliation court in Douglas County, other things, we're able to keep the number of judges relatively the same. We're able to do much more. There are many more filings today than there were 20 years ago, and I think that the legal aid has a big role in that. But what's happening in the judicial system, my brother's a district judge, he tells me this all the time, cases are being resolved. The reason they're being resolved is because litigants get information. And when they get information, when they get into a mediation setting, when they get into a negotiation setting, when they see the benefits of settling their disputes without going to trial, that saves the taxpayer money. Mm-hmm. And it just really does. That's a direct savings, because we're not having to add on additional judges. We don't have to add on additional other service providers, so in the judicial system. So I'm really high on this thing. I think it's important to our state.
So not only are you getting some advice or feedback from Legal Aid, you're also getting feedback from your brother. So
my brother's tough to debate.
I bet. Siblings
we did get the judges a little raise this year, so he's happy with me. He'll talk to me now. So normally not, but
otherwise Thanksgiving is awkward.
That's right. Exactly.
So what's the future with you working with Legal Aid and with these services? What do you see on your plate for next year?
You know, we did a lot last year. We could have kept something back so that we could have done it this next year. I'm sure that one of the things that Legal Aid is supporting, and I really support, and that's the idea of helping law students who want to go into work in legal aid or public law, in effect, helping people, some of the people we've talked about today, helping them with their law school bills. Law school costs are going up substantially. Mm-hmm. Tuition is going up substantially. My son is a senior in law school, and I'm sure his debt is somewhere around $100,000. Mm. And I think if the state could help to some degree with that, then we're going to get fresh, idealistic young lawyers in there working on public law issues, and I think that's going to help the process. Bringing in new blood, new ideas, fresh ideas, it just can't help but be a benefit to us all.
True. That's right. That's right. And maybe help out your son a little bit. No,
yes. Well, I don't know what he'll do, but right. I hope he'll graduate.
And he will. I'm sure he will. He's got Dad pushing him along, so I think he'll be just fine. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate it, and good luck with everything that you do and with your work with Legal Aid.
Thank you.
All right. And get to the game.
Yes.
Go Huskers.
Go Big Red.
All right.